Hello there, my name is Richard McMunn from the interview training website passmyinterview.com, and in this tutorial I will teach you how to pass a project manager interview. So if you are applying to become a project manager with any company or organization, make sure you stay tuned because I promise to help you be successful. So to help you pass your project manager interview, this is what I will cover during this tutorial. Number one, I will give you a list of project manager interview questions that I strongly recommend you prepare for. Number two, I will then give you several important tips for answering each of the interview questions. Number three, I am then going to give you some brilliant example answers to the project manager interview questions to help you be the standout candidate. And finally, number four, I will tell you where you can instantly download further resources to help you pass your project management interview. And just very quickly, if you are new to the channel, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. It's really important because then I can help you to not just pass every project manager interview you ever attend, I can also help you to progress throughout your career and also get the salary you deserve. And please make sure you give the video a like. I really do appreciate your support. Thank you very much. By liking the video, it tells me you find these tutorials useful and it motivates me to create more content for you. Thank you very much. So let's now start working through some project manager interview questions, some tips and example answers. So the first project manager interview question I want you to prepare for is, tell us about a time when something went wrong in a project you were managing. Tip number one, do not say nothing ever goes wrong with projects that you manage. Things go wrong all the time in project management, but it's how you respond to those challenges that is being assessed here. So this question is basically assessing your resourcefulness and how you adapt to challenges as a project manager. Tip number two, my advice, and this is an important tip, is to use the STAR technique to structure your answer to this project manager behavioral interview question. So before I give you my example answer, let me tell you what the STAR technique is. So the STAR technique stands for situation, task, action, and then result. So you start your answer by explaining the situation you were faced with. You then move on and briefly outline the task that needed doing. You then give in-depth details about the action you took to achieve the task. And finally, you finish off and reveal the results following your actions. So the STAR technique is a great way to answer professionally and confidently to all project manager behavioral interview questions. Let me now give you my example response that uses a STAR technique. Here we go. Tell us about a time when something went wrong in a project you were managing. I was managing a project recently that had an extremely tight deadline. Now there were 8 people in the project team and they were all highly skilled and capable. Unfortunately, 2 weeks before the project deadline, 2 people went off sick with COVID. Now this situation had the potential to delay the project by several weeks, but I was not prepared to let this happen. It was my task to quickly come up with a solution to the problem to ensure the project still completed on time and to the expected standard. So I started out by reassessing the project workflow and allocation of tasks. I determined that some of the work could be absorbed by several remaining team members, so I briefed them fully on the work requirements. However, there was still a number of important technical-based project tasks that needed to be completed. So I decided to interview several external online contractors who specialized in the technical areas the project needed. And after confirming their previous work experience and technical qualifications, I hired them to complete the work and then closely monitored them. By remaining calm, reallocating project tasks, hiring external online contractors, and carrying out some of the work myself in the evenings, I was still able to get the project finished to an excellent standard and on time for the client. That's a brilliant example answer to that difficult project management behavioral interview question, tell us about a time when something went wrong in a project you were managing. And it uses a STAR technique of situation, task, action, result to great effect. Here's the next project manager interview question I recommend you prepare for. That is, how do you prioritize tasks as a project manager? Tip number 1, before you attend your PM interview, familiarize yourself with the exact steps you follow when prioritizing your work as a project manager. Tip number 2, in your answer, give details of how you would reprioritize tasks if something went wrong. So here's my example answer to help you. How do you prioritize tasks as a project manager? I prioritize my work by creating a list of project tasks and responsibilities, evaluating them, and then arranging each one in order of priority based on the needs of the project. So for example, level 1 tasks need our urgent attention, level 2 come next, and level 3 tasks can be completed when we have more time available, which is usually at the end of each working day. Now, level 1 and 2 tasks must be completed as soon as possible, and I always ensure sufficient resources are allocated for each one. Now, after prioritizing the project tasks, I'm always ready to adapt and change the work schedule at short notice, because in my experience, things can and often do change very quickly, especially when working on a difficult project with multiple stakeholders and contractors. I'm a confident project manager who has learned the skill of saying no to people, especially if I think their request has the potential to put the project completion at risk. I can always be relied upon to prioritize project tasks accordingly to ensure everything is completed on time and to allow the project to progress as expected. So that's another great comprehensive answer that will help you be the standout candidate at your PM interview. Now, don't go anywhere, because I still have more questions and answers to give you. But when you're ready, you can click that link in the top right-hand corner of the video, head through to my website, passmyinterview.com, and you can instantly download my full set of project manager interview questions and top scoring example answers, including the ones we are working through together today. But here's the next question for you. What is the difference between risk and issues in project management? Tip number 1. Now, this question comes up often during project management interviews. Make sure you have a comprehensive answer already prepared. Tip number 2, in your answer, tell the interviewer how you respond to issues and deal with risk as a project manager. Here's my example answer to help you. What is the difference between risk and issues in project management? The difference between risk and issues is that an issue has already occurred, and therefore I need to quickly react to the problem to create a solution. A risk, on the other hand, has not yet occurred, but it still has the potential to cause a problem for the project. Now, whenever I deal with issues in project management, I will assess the situation, determine exactly what has happened and how this impacts the project overall, what I want to achieve moving forward, and what my options are for achieving the right solution. I then allocate resources and tasks to the right people and provide a thorough brief on what I want to happen and by what timescale. Now, risks are different. Risks are assessed not just at the start of a project as part of a SWOT analysis, but also as part of the ongoing project risk assessment process. So, for example, there is always the risk of a contractor not being able to supply the right resources on time. So I would always have a backup contractor in place that I can call upon at short notice if there ever becomes an issue. Now, whilst risks and issues are different things, as a project manager, it is important to have a plan in place for both of them so the project can continue as planned. That's another great comprehensive answer that will help you be the standout candidate. Here's the next one I recommend you prepare for. What are your salary expectations as our project manager? Now, this is one of the trickiest project manager interview questions to answer, because you don't want to give an expected salary that you will not be happy with. Make sure you research the average salary range for a project manager in your industry before the interview, And you can generally do that on the website payscale.com. Tip number 2, in your response, you may also decide to give examples of previous strong project manager performance to justify your desired salary. Here's my example answer to help you. What are your salary expectations as our project manager? Here we go. Prior to attending the interview, I carried out some research to find the average salary range for this project management job within this industry, and it is between $60,000 and $84,000. Now, whilst I feel I am worth $84,000, I appreciate that you do not know me, and I have a responsibility to prove to you my worth. Therefore, I would be comfortable with a salary of $76,000, and I believe you will see a positive return on your investment at that amount. So that's a brilliant model answer to work with. As I said on the previous slide, if you want to give examples of strong previous PM performance, go ahead and do so, because that will help to bolster your expected salary. The next interview question I want you to prepare for is, why should we hire you as a project manager? So this question is pretty much guaranteed to come up during your interview. Tip number 1, give several reasons why they should hire you as a project manager, and do not be afraid to sell yourself. Tip number 2, in your answer, make sure you use positive words and phrases and be passionate about wanting this project management job with their company. Here's my example answer to assist you. Why should we hire you as a project manager? You should hire me for several reasons. The first reason is I have the knowledge, skills, qualities, and experience to come into the position and have an immediate and positive impact. I can deal with difficult contractors, resolve conflict, create robust project management plans that deliver, and motivate a team to get the most out of them. I'm also a dedicated project manager who will work the hours needed to deliver on every project I am responsible for. Finally, you should hire me because I always take ownership of my ongoing professional development, which means you will be hiring a project manager that is always at the top of his profession. So that's a brilliant example answer that's going to help you be the standout candidate. Now, in a second, I'm going to tell you about another video I recommend you watch right here on YouTube. But first of all, if you want to download all of my 26 brilliant answers to difficult project manager interview questions, including the ones we have worked through together today, click that link in the top right-hand corner of the video. It's a fantastic resource. You can literally have it in your inbox within 2 minutes from now, and it's going to help you pass your interview. Now, the next thing, if you want to look at some more example answers during a live project manager interview, click the link at the top of this video. It will take you through to another tutorial right here on YouTube where I undergo a live project manager interview. So you can get to see me in action during a real project manager interview. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It's really important because then I can help you pass every project manager interview you ever attend. I can also help you with management skills training. Also, don't forget to give the video a like. It's a simple ask. I do appreciate your support. And by liking the video, it motivates me to create more content for you. Thank you very much. Oh, and don't forget to connect with me on LinkedIn. I put my LinkedIn link in the description below the video, and it's always an honor and a pleasure to connect with like-minded professionals such as yourself. Thank you so much for watching and for supporting my channel, and I wish you all the best for passing your project manager interview. Have a great day.